Welcome back to another week of Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Brittany Williamson, and here today is head volleyball coach, Coach Glenn Cox. How are you doing today, Coach?
Excellent. How are you?
Good. Well, this week, y'all have two big matches coming up. What will you need in order to win both?
Actually, I have three big matches coming up. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, we just came off a really nice home weekend, getting a little payback to Montevallo and Columbus State. Tomorrow night we have Lander. We were able to play very well at their place and beat them this year, but everybody in our league is dangerous, and don't take anybody lightly. Lander's ranked in the region, so are we. We're ranked above them, and we want to keep it that way. Thursday night, we get to have a chance to upset the number one team in the region with Armstrong, and then Friday we play Flagler. So yes,
Sounds
very
like a
big
big
week,
week.
but all at home, so we're happy
I
about
was
it.
about to say, y'all's home's always a good advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, last year your team advanced to the PBC championship. What do you need in order to take the next step this year?
This year, I think we're more mature. Last year, we were very young. I mean, just a core of freshmen. Now that group of freshmen return. Our biggest class is our sophomore class, and they have put themselves in second place in the conference, and we're right there in the region rankings. I think the confidence level is higher this year, and we're healthier. Knock on wood. We didn't have as many banged up people as we did last year. We're still not 100%, but we're a whole lot better off than we were last year going into the last week of the regular season. So we like our chances.
Mm-hmm. Well, you had senior day last week. Was it emotional for you and your team?
It was kind of wasn't really the last home game for the seniors, so it wasn't as emotional as, probably Tuesday of the conference tournament, the following week after the next week. But it was it was great to get all their families here and, get them here, and just, our girls really did a super job. Just putting together a bunch of nice gifts, and I mean the locker room was just an elaborate display of just a huge party in the locker room. I mean, it was neat. It's nice to be able to, bring them out and and highlight their careers, because they both have had just stellar careers here as Pacers.
Yeah. So what have they meant to the program?
Oh, geez. I mean, those two are the, they're the pulse of this team right now. They last year they took on the leadership role in the spring, but they kind of had carried some leadership role into the spring last year, and they really have set the tone for what we're trying to work towards, and work ethic, character, integrity. I mean, you name it. Just as those kids are super. I mean, they both have set their places in the record books here. We're going to miss them. I hate to see them leave, but they all grow up, unfortunately.
Well, do you have a funny story on either one of them?
Oh man, funny stories. I mean, geez, we could be here all day. We touched on some of it during senior day. I like to give my own little notes and, touch on a few funny things about each of them. I mean, Sheila Walsh. I mean, she's a quirky personality, but just a super kid, and she's had every different hair color you can have in the last 4 years. She's been bitten by a monkey. I mean, the stories could go on. Hannah Tierney has had a weird career of injuries, just some of the most obscure, crazy. How does that even happen to a volleyball
Only to
player?
her,
Injuries, yeah. And she's had to ice parts of her body that just, most athletes never even dream of icing as volleyball players. I mean, she's had just, funny, crazy things, with her sternum, and just, a long list of craziness. But she's always pulled through and found a way back on the court and been able to, to get her numbers up there. So. But, yeah.
Well, defensively, your team is among the leaders in digs and digs percent set. What has been the difference between this year and last year?
I think we're a better blocking team this year. We had good defense, but our blocking has improved, and that has really been a difference for us. And we're just executing the game plan a little better. Last year, when we said triple block number 7, we would sometimes just mentally not remember that in a game situation and only put up one blocker, and we'd get killed. I think we're better at executing game plans this year, and following the scouting report. And defensively, we really do have a lot of great ball control players, just some super volleyball IQ players, really high volleyball IQ position players in the back row. and our blockers were bigger this year as a lineup. I think that's helped us. The block is the front line of the defense, and the defense can set up around the block. And if we know what's coming, we've done a pretty good job scouting everybody and kind of know what they're going to throw at us.
Yeah.
And we put ourselves in positions to make plays, and we've made them. So.
Speaking of blocking, Hannah got her 300th career block.
Yeah.
That's very good for her.
She's a blocking machine. She really is. Hannah reads the court so well, reads setters very well. She's not the fastest player on the team, but her anticipation skills and her reading ability, you put that block in front of some of those players, there's nowhere to go. So.
Well, your team beat Montevallo by 3-0 score this time. Since 2012, what was the difference between this game and when y'all played in previous time this season?
Oh, earlier this season? Well, we just played a lot cleaner. We didn't make near the amount of mistakes. All the matches that we've lost this year, it was because we just got a little sloppy offensively and from the service line. We just missed a lot of serves, and I want us to be takers. We need to take points, and when we've lost, we've been giving points, and that's really the difference in those matches. So.
Well, you're ranked regionally. What's that mean for you and your team?
It's great. It puts us, in a position to make that regional and go to the national tournament. That's what we want to do. That's been our goal all year. We feel like we can move up in that ranking before it's all over. We've got 3 home games, and 2 of the 3 are all ranked teams. Having to play the number 1 ranked team, and Lander's somewhere around 7 or 8. So they're all very good opponents. And then Flagler is right on the bubble of being in there too. Everybody in our conference is, top to bottom, has been a pretty good conference this year. So I think we've put ourselves in a position to make the national tournament, and we have a little bit more control of our destiny this year than we did last year going into the last week of play. So.
Well, you have a big week coming up. Good luck, Coach, and thank you for joining us today. Thank you for joining us for this Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Brittany Williamson.